in the field of sports sciences and sports as such, which is there in India especially. And there is a long awaited need for this, and as a sportsman, as a practitioner, as the topic is, you must have also felt that there was no clear reasoning why we are not fulfilling or why we are not looking towards each other for filling up this niche. When we talk about the clinical orthopedic biomechanics, I am not going to explain. There are certain things which I thought that let me bring it to the notice so that these things could be covered in this workshop or in future also, because I know you are mostly experts from the field of medicine or biomechanics, sports sciences, as well as sports and physical education. Apart from preventive, when we see these things are there, preventive thing, curative thing, rehabilitative things, which deals with cartilage, as my previous video was talking about bone and ligaments and all these things. The rehabilitative thing is again a very, very important aspect, in which when I started, in which I find that there is a big gap in India, and most of us, those who have played sports, are not fit at a later stage because of some or the other reason of these rehabilitative gaps. And now also when we see, yesterday we have seen one example of rehabilitative in the final of cricket. Of course, there was not too much time for that rehabilitation, so we cannot blame one or the other for that, but these things are common in sports. And we have to think on these lines whether we are moving in the correct direction or not. Because in this subcontinent, if you see, or in the same way in the developing countries, we are far behind what is happening in the other countries in the world who are good in sporting arenas, or otherwise fitness arenas, or you can say a old age situations and other things, because we all have these types of situations which are creating problems for us, and we have to see towards these things, that we should look towards these things, whether it is because of the nutrition, whether it is because of some of the other treatment parts. So I hope this workshop will take us towards that area, the interdisciplinary approach, which by the name of the workshop it looks, will help in developing or filling up these gaps, or help the Indian persons, not sportsmen only, those who are fitness crazy, or otherwise also those who are injured, because we have seen many injuries which are other than sports thing also, but exercise is important there for rehabilitation. So I think that these type of concepts will help in the development of filling up these gaps. Then, apart from just these three things, preventive, curative, and rehabilitative, I think evaluate the aspect is very, very important in sports arena again. How to evaluate the strength of different joints or the bones and such. And I hope that this workshop will help in us, or the experts who are in the field will look for those sides also. The strength of the joints, whether he can take up that much of load or not, as Dr. was starting, how much load that he can take. Of course, they are quadriped, we are still much more sensitive to those things because we are biped only, and it is very, very sensitive, the spinal cord of the vertebral is more fragile than the quadrupeds. So we should think on those lines also, that how to evaluate it correctly, so that when we go to the sports team, when we go to the exercise arenas, what to do? Are we able to evaluate the things correctly so that we can use protective measures, protective designs, the gadgets which we use as protective measures are very, very important. And then evaluation of, we have seen in cricket, we know very commonly in the bowling action, 15-degree angle is there. So this is very, very important when we talk about biomechanics and orthopedics, and then correcting those things. We have seen, we have read, one bowler was bad, and then there is a committee for evaluation, and then corrective measures are also there. So I think this orthopedic biomechanics can help in those areas, which are we are far behind in those areas. We can contribute really in those things because we've seen many of us come to know about these defaults or these deformities or these causes of not performing better or cause of injuries also. They lead to injuries because of the angles of the joints, angles of the bones, and weaker ligament or cartilage or tendons and these things. So it is very, very important. And then once we evaluate these things, or we are able to evaluate, apart from that, performance enhancement is also one of the very important aspects. If we can judge it properly, we can evaluate it properly from the orthopedic, from the biomechanical point of view, I think it will be helpful for the coaches to move further in their coaching for training the sports person in a correct way. Many of the sports don't have any correct way, but then it leads to injury, it leads to ailments and other things, but still they are there. Sometimes we say surprising goals in football, different type of shots are coming in cricket, and different type of games, something which is new, innovative. They are much more successful, but they lead to many type of other problems which might come at the later stage. And these things have to be evaluated properly, that whether up to which extent we should go that. And then gadget, as I told you, we should develop the gadgets in the way which are helping in supporting the joints, especially and the bones. We have seen many of the gadgets, shin guards are worn in hockey, cricket, then they use wrist. In weightlifters, they are using their knee caps, which are knee bandages, which are actually helping them in rebounding also. And we have seen in other sports also sometimes when we talk about differently abled persons, this area is very, very important. We have seen differently abled person. I will just mention its name, Blade Runner, Oscar Pistorius. Of course, the negative part of his life are different, but when we talk about the person who competed against the abled persons in the Olympics also. And there was a great debate on his participation because he was using the prosthetics, whether he should be permitted or not. It was the orthopedic experts, it was the biomechanical experts who evaluated his performances with these prosthetics, how much leverage the fiber plates are giving to him. And in the court of arbitration, when he was permitted, there is if you are interested, you can read those papers are there about his evaluation of biomechanical and from orthopedic point of view. It's very, very interesting note. But then they found that yes, he can participate because the resultant benefit which he is getting are almost equal, which he is losing because of the lower limb problems. So these type of things which are very, very important. I hope that we will start thinking in those directions. Sports was not a lucrative field also from that point of view. But now we are seeing that the government, the individuals, from the point of view, I am talking about the experts who are working in the orthopedic area, biomechanics area, sports science area. Now it is giving the returns also from financial point of view also. So I think this is the time that we can think more, and we will not be always rushing towards or seeing towards the outer world for all these, at least the primary rehabilitations. So if we work on those areas, it will be helpful. And this type of workshop will always help in knowing about these things, because it is interdisciplinary. Sports person will be coming across the doctors, the biomechanical experts for the first time in these areas to greater extent, and they know each other. Because I think every single field. If I am a sportsman, I don't say I am complete, I know all the things of a skill, so it will be sufficient. No. Biomechanics is very, very important. And most of my still teaching is not involving